Okay, real quick before I start this video, guys. I just wanted to say that this video contains disturbing images that may upset some viewers. If you don't like illustrated depictions of blood, gore, and body horror, this is not the video for you. But please feel free to check out my other content on my channel. The art in this video is slightly different than what I usually post, so I thought a warning would be appropriate. Anyways, time to watch me ramble and draw some creepy stuff! Hooray! Our adventure starts with images I collected for inspiration on my Pinterest board. I really gravitated toward things with eyes, elongated limbs, bugs, and especially the color red, which after looking at a bunch of similar art, I realized is a common theme amongst horror art that I wanted to try to emulate. So I don't know why, but I've just been on a horror kick lately. I mean, in general, I absolutely love horror, but for some reason, I've just been wanting to break away from what I usually draw, which is OCs, and draw something, I guess, a little bit more disturbing. So you see, with this image, I wanted to focus on trying to make something a bit unnerving and a little uncanny. When I was drawing this, I was trying to think of things I personally found kind of scary in media, and that's when I started thinking about Perfect Blue and Rumi's wide-set eyes, which, by the way, if you are a horror fan and love animation, you should totally go watch. It's beautiful and scary. I won't spoil anything, but it's called Perfect Blue. That's the movie. Anyways, before I get too off topic, I can't really explain it, but the fact that the eyes are so far apart makes the human face look unnatural and a bit menacing, and I tried my best to attempt that look. As you can also see, I struggled with the mouth, and I didn't know if I wanted it obscured or not. But in the end, I ended up just covering it slightly with her messy hair, which I think also kind of gives a little bit of creepiness. I find elongated limbs also kind of scary as well, so I thought it would be fun to stretch the proportions a bit and make the fingers kind of long and thin, and just make the figure overall look maybe a little bit, I don't know if gaunt's the right word, but just kind of thin and creepy. Probably at this point, you'll see that I drew a nipple, but fun fact, when I posted this drawing on Instagram, the AI detection bot or whatever they have did not like that and took it down. So that is why you'll see in this video, I censored that part of the drawing. And in the end, I ended up just shrouding some more of the torso in a dark shadow, so I didn't have to deal with being flagged again when I reposted this to Instagram. I find it so ironic that you can't show illustrated nipples. Illustrated, mind you. But blood and body mutilation is fine. But I don't make the rules. I'm just following them. So this is the final piece. I think it came out alright. I enjoy the roughness of it and the texture, and I feel like I was able to get that kind of creepy horror art vibe I was going for. I don't know if I am describing this right, but I feel like I succeeded in this one. For this next one, I really wanted to exaggerate some proportions and really focus on pushing the blacks and lighting more. At this point, I had been reading a bunch of Junji Ito's mangas. I hope I am saying his name right. So I was feeling super inspired to attempt another creepy piece. Which, backtracking a bit, he has such beautiful work. That inking and his hatching is something to really marvel at. I could not imagine how long it takes to put that much detail into a drawing. And out of his well-known mangas, that I've read so far, I really enjoyed Uzumaki. Like, the chapter with the snail people was so gross and has been stuck in my mind, like, probably forever. It's gonna be stuck in my mind forever. Tomie was also good, but I feel like it got stale after a while. But maybe it wasn't meant to be read all at once, was the vibe I kind of got. It definitely didn't hook me in as much as Uzumaki personally, even though I will admit Tomie is a fun character that does make you dread what she's gonna do to the poor unfortunate people that she comes across. Anyways, I got super off topic. I was just gushing about his work. I could stare at it for hours, like spirals, spiraling and staring. Okay, I'm getting off topic. This drawing, I had a lot of fun just imagining what it would be like encountering this monster, how it would move or sound. I imagine the monster's body kind of behaves like a oobleck, if you know what that is. I remember back in elementary school, like during like science class, we had to mix water and I think it was cornstarch together to make it. And the special property about oobleck is that it's called let me look this up, non-Newtonian fluid. So when you squeeze it hard or punch it or even like poke it like fast, it behaves like a solid. If you gently touch it, it kind of like behaves like a liquid, and that's actually really cool. That's what I thought of when drawing this creature and how horrific it would be to have a body that like kind of behaved like oobleck. Overall, I think this came out pretty well, and I think I'm gonna call this creature the non-Newtonian man. I feel like I was successful in my little dabbles with horror art, but I'm tired. Also, here's the side-by-side of my pieces. I like them both. I feel like they're both successful in their own ways. Attempt number 2 is definitely a little bit more rendered. Attempt number 1 is more like, I guess, not like flat, but like it's more, there's more contrast, for sure. Definitely had a lot of fun trying to attempt a like creepy art style or creepy horror art challenge. It's something I definitely want to try to get better at. If you made it this far into the video, I just wanted to say, please consider subscribing, but you don't have to. Liking, commenting, all that fun stuff. If you're interested in seeing more of my work, please consider following me on Instagram. That's where I'm mostly active. With that, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and night. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!